Welcome, everybody, to the XoneBros. This is your positive gaming and Xbox community. It's so good to be here. It's good to be hanging out. It's another week of awesomeness. For those of you that are joining live, we have a question in there. What are your thoughts on breast physics?
What the heck is that question?
Love
Nice.
them, hate them? Nah.
I don't even. You're great, David. You're great. You're a neat guy.
It's like boob physics in game. That's what I mean. I was just trying to be like polite and say breast physics.
Well, thank you. We all appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Speaking of boobs, Jordan the Man watched Halo this week, the second episode.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why. I'm just staying a week behind.
Yeah. What'd you think? Okay. Did it save itself, or are you still disappointed?
Okay, so I don't know if disappointed is a good. So I wasn't necessarily disappointed in the first. I gave the first episode a C+. It's not bad, but it's not great. The second episode follows the same trend. It's not bad, but it's not great. The show is still a C+. Like,
for you?
Okay. Yeah, it's not. It's just there. It's just a C+ sci-fi show right now. You know what I mean? We'll see how episode 3 takes it.
Nothing. Just kind of stayed the same though.
Yeah, it was just it wasn't. I mean, there was maybe there's an interesting thing here or there. I thought it was cool that Soren was in it. We get to see him, but it was just, like, oh, okay, we went there and we went back and
yeah.
All right.
Now, did you?
It's not like it's just the best way to describe it. It's a C+. You know what I mean? It's not bad. It's not great. It's just there.
Yes, it is just there. A lot of stuff dropped this week. Some new games dropped this week.
Before that, David.
Yeah, okay.
You know what's better than C+ sci-fi show?
Jordan's birthday. We missed it.
A birthday present
months
that
ago.
is 3 months old.
Yeah.
That's what's better than C+ birthday. Jordan, I have a present for you.
Yay!
This is from David and me.
Oh, right.
And I. Is it David and I?
Yes,
okay. It feels like a book.
This is from me. This is from I. No, it's David and me. This is from David and me.
It's David and I.
You guys always
No,
write.
I don't.
No,
think-
it's myself and David.
Myself and David. Yes, we got you a present, Jordan.
All right.
Happy
Thanks, guys.
birthday 3 months
Yay.
late.
It's I'm guessing it's Dungeons and Dragons.
Is it?
Let's see. It looks like
And it's wrapped too.
Oh, let's see. I still don't know
no,
what
it's
it
a
is
game.
yet. Looking at
It's
it.
a game.
Is it? What is it? Is this
The
Destiny?
ultimate?
What
I
is
see
it?
the word ultimate. Flip it
See?
around, man. Mass Effect.
Oh, it's Mass Effect. Hey, look at that. It's the Mass Effect trilogy.
Did
It's
you
the
wrap
art.
this mark, or did someone?
I had my wife Megan wrap it for me. I'm not a rapper.
Mrs. McSpicy is.
Yeah, that was a good rap.
She works at the mall at Christmas, doesn't she? Yeah. This is good.
Hey guys, this is cool. I've actually been going through the. I mean, I haven't played it because of Elden Ring and like Lego Star Wars, but the Mass Effect trilogy that we have on the Xbox. So this is cool.
I thought you liked that.
And
It's
I dig the art books. Yeah,
the art book. It's the trilogy art book.
Well, what's
of
cool
Mass
is
Effect.
in these books you can see like some concepts that were kind of cut from the game early on, so you can kind of see like early ideas and stuff. And
Yeah.
if this is like any other art book I have, they usually have like little kind of tidbits and notes in them. Yep. See, they do.
There it is.
Hey, this is cool. Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
oh,
you're
yeah. See, look,
welcome.
we got all the.
Sorry
yeah.
that we completely spaced it.
No, it was just in the mail for 3 months.
Happy belated.
Yeah, it
birthday.
was. The supplies are they're all over the place.
Yeah. I thought that was pretty cool. So
This is cool. Thank you, guys.
Let's
Thanks.
jump to some games that came out this week. Let's start our show with that. Let's pull up actually Weird West.
yeah.
I'd like to talk about that. I also played Crusader Kings III. Jordan the Man played the new Star Wars Lego
Oh, dirty.
a bit as well. And let's start with Weird West, I think. Now, this is a game from Devolver Digital that I was very excited about. I believe it's the publisher's Devolver Digital. I believe it's this studio's first game. Correct me if I'm wrong in chat. But it is on Game Pass. Think of Bastion. Remember that game, Bastion, with like the narration over the top?
And he walks
Yeah.
left.
Think of Bastion combined with Red Dead Redemption.
Does it have the narration?
Yeah,
That's
it's
pretty
awesome.
cool,
Well,
yeah.
no, not as much as Bastion, but it definitely has that feel.
Yeah.
Combined with Red Dead Redemption, combined with maybe a Gears Tactic, although it's not. Probably more of a Halo Wars because it's not real time strategy. It's not turn based strategy or anything like that. It's just top down Western awesomeness. There's a little bit of sci-fi thrown in there. There's a little bit of crazy werewolfing
Some gameplay going
in there. but it is really good. I'm very impressed. It's so much fun. It just really nails the exploration, the feel. It gives you the option to sneak around or to fight, and both. It has a Matrix mode.
Hey, all right.
Like you can when you're in the
That
middle of a
focus
gunfight.
mode.
If
Does
you
Morpheus
leap,
pop out?
no, when you're in the middle of a gunfight, if you leap, you go into slow motion for like I don't know, like 5 seconds, and you can. It is awesome. This game, they really
Like
does
bullet time. Then is that what
bullet
you're talking?
time, yeah.
Okay, cool.
It really does a good job. It grabs you right off the bat. Sometimes games take a little bit of time to get into, especially these types of games. Sometimes games like this too, with this style, can be a little bit tedious. None of that. This game is very good. And are you ready for this? I would say this game is a masterpiece.
Oh
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it's. I think it's got a cool style. I've yet to play it, but I think it's got a cool style.
Yeah,
and it looks fun.
It's on Game Pass. Highly recommend it. There is one thing that I'm a little bit frustrated at that takes some getting used to. You can move the camera around, or you cannot zoom it in. And I would just like. Sometimes I'd like it slightly closer.
Yeah.
And that's just not a thing. But I stayed up too late because I just got sucked into this game one night. Which, by the way, guys, moving the Xbox into the bedroom changed your life. It's changed my life. I play every night before I go to bed.
Cool.
Yeah, that's nice.
Proud of you, dude.
Yeah, thank you. Anyways, that's Weird West. Jordan, I think you both would really like this game.
I've downloaded it. It's ready to be. I've actually started the game and did like the first little sequence where I think there was like the opening sequence. I
Yeah.
didn't play much, but then
Yeah.
I had to. Then I think my kid started crying or something, and then 2 hours later, my Xbox automatically shut off.
Oh,
You know, so-
Ride 51. I didn't know this. Ride 51 says I'm pretty sure you could right click to zoom the camera. Well, there you go.
Hey.
My critique is done. I've never clicked
They
right
fixed
click.
it.
Usually, things with David's complaints are user error.
Yeah.
That's what I've learned over the
Oh,
years.
that's nice. That's nice. Oh, well, then that changes my only critique. Yeah, sometimes it
I'm
feels
re-
a little bit far out, so that's nice to know that you can move it in.
I'm really excited
I'm
to play
about
it.
3 hours in, I'd say.
Cool. Yeah. It's it looks like a very fun game. I mean, that's why I downloaded it. That's why I want to play it. So
Yeah, and go figure. You want to know what they have in there? Just turn the freaking cursor into a mouse. I don't need dials for everything. Just do what Destiny did. That solves so many problems that gamers or that some games just refuse to do.
Yep.
well, maybe we'll get Hearthstone on the console now that Microsoft owns it. You
That
know?
would be cool.
Because you don't need you literally need just that cursor that you're talking about, Destiny, to play a game like that.
Yeah.
I mean, most games you just do that were PC games. Just do that.
Yeah.
you'd
I
want-
mean, maybe we need something more refined, but
I mean, it's nice
To
have,
get it
like,
out the
some hot
door.
buttons.
I know. I mean, it's pretty simple. I mean, Civilization, when they did their console port, I think they did a pretty good job with how they totally took the time and remapped it. Like, you can quickly access certain things, but at the same time, a simple cursor with the joystick moving around is pretty effective. You know, especially a game kind of like this where you have time to look around and you have that isometric view and you look around, go to this shelf, and then you can go through and move and take items that you loot and stuff like that. Yeah. So
Yeah, it's very cool. Highly recommend it. It's on Game Pass. Let's talk Crusader Kings.
yeah.
Talk the other game that I'm very much into.
I played a
I think
good
I have
couple hours
almost
of that
8
for the
hours in this
tutorial.
game. Right,
Yeah.
I was able to put aside 8 hours this week, so not huge, but I've played the game before. I was really looking forward to coming to console, and they nail it. They did a good job. Paradox Interactive is actually really good so far at porting its games over to console. They did Stellaris really well. They've done this, and this is just it. Now, Crusader Kings is not for everybody, but if you're into 4X strategy games, this is the cream of the crop. It's so
really
good. Let me give you guys an example of what happened this week. I think I told you both already, but I am playing as an Irishman. I have half of Ireland conquered at this point, and I just need a little bit more. I'm allied with Scotland. I actually married off my daughter to the Prince of Scotland so that I could call on him in a time of war, because the last piece of land left that I have to conquer all of Ireland is owned by a massive a person with power power and influence.
I thought you were gonna say like a dickweed or some jerk.
He's very well
some
endowed.
jerkwad.
He's very well endowed. He has a hammer.
Some jerk that that owns a piece of land. He's like the flower store that won't sell the property when the big hotel's coming in or something.
That's exactly it. Anyway, so I'm allying up, blah, blah. And then finally I'm like, okay. I don't think I can take this guy because even if I call on my forces from Scotland's got its own issues with England at the moment. I can't count on that prince. My king is getting old. So for those of you that don't know, how it works is you don't play a country, you play a family. So your king, when he dies, it then goes to your son. And that doesn't guarantee, depending on what lands and titles your son has, it doesn't guarantee that he's able to maintain your realm. It doesn't guarantee that anyone will follow him.
Well, he's going to have personality traits that can be positive or negative depending on who you married and what the genes are like, right? Like stuff like that.
Exactly.
That's what comes into account.
Exactly. That's what comes into account.
And so you could have a secure, from what I understand, you could have a secure nation, but if your son is a weasel, you know, or if he's not strong in leadership or something, then your other people can be like, I don't like this guy.
Yeah, not only that, if you've not developed him, like educated him to be a leader, because you can ward him out, you can educate him yourself, then you can like put him into, you know, military leadership roles or different things. It can backfire on you. So you can actually kill your son. If you want to skip,
if he ends up being a bad apple.
You can change hereditary laws, whatever you want, in order to just maintain your dynasty. You're trying to create a dynasty that eventually rules the world. So having said that, I come to this realization. My king, the character I'm playing, is about 80 years old, and that any day.
80 years old in the 1200s.
Yes.
That's pretty
I
good.
think I'm in the 800s.
Oh, you're in the 800s.
Yeah.
That's pretty dang good.
BC.
Wow.
No.
That's three
So
generations.
I finally realized, okay, we can do an end around here. My religion is up, so the Pope is giving me money because everyone else is jumping ship, and I'm strong with the Pope. So he's giving money, so it's not a money issue. So I start subterfuge. I send in my spy, and I go, hey, let's find out some secrets of this guy. I find out some secrets. I found out the man is having a secret affair with not one, but two ladies.
Uh-oh.
And his queen does not know about it. So I blackmail him. I send him a little letter and I say, hey, I know what you're doing. And it's called getting a hook. So I have the hook, and it's a strong hook. It's not a weak hook.
Yeah.
It's a strong hook. So now when you have a hook, it basically means you can manipulate people to do what you want. And my guy's about to die, so I couldn't figure out how to manipulate this. I want to manipulate this guy
into giving me his country.
Yeah, to give me his country, or to be my vassal. Like force him to eventually be my vassal.
Fealty to you. And stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And I couldn't do it, and finally I just lost my patience, and so I just unveiled to the world his secrets. And he immediately declared war. He was pissed and conquered me in about 3 seconds. Like destroyed me. He captured my son and executed him.
Wow.
Like it was vengeance. And that is what this game is. And if
Failure?
It's failure. Now there is about a 1 hour tutorial. It's probably like 40 minutes. Jordan, you did the tutorial, correct?
Yeah, no, it's really fun. You learn about small hooks and large hooks.
You have to do the tutorial.
Oh, yeah,
if you try
definitely.
to jump into this game without the tutorial, you're not going to understand it. You're not going to be successful like 10 playthroughs. Each playthrough you'll learn a little bit more, so it's one of those games. But it's one of those games. Just one more. I just got to keep going. But since it's not turn-based, you like press pause and play, and you can speed up or slow down time however you want. It's one of those games that 8 hours will go by in real life, and you're like, oh, shoot, I've not done anything. Like 8 hours has just gone by. It's very good. And they did a good job bringing it over to the Xbox. It looks good. It feels good. The menus are solid. I've really been enjoying it.
That's really cool. Well, it's super. When I was playing it, I was expecting like a Civilization type thing. I mean, not like Civilization, but that, familiar.
Yeah.
There's like, I think even you and I were talking. You can't just military conquer.
No,
like it's
this
not
is
like
everything.
It's not like Civilization where you like I want to do a science victory and you go that route. You really have to be a politician.
You have
Like,
well, it's not
you
that,
gotta
but
like
it's-
you
you
have to
gotta
read.
Yeah, you have to like. Okay, well, this guy's over here doing this. If I go to war, his uncle will get mad. You really, it's you really got to
developing
balance
relationships. It's developing characters, and it's an interesting concept because Paradox Interactive's other 4X simulator is Europa Universalis, and that is where you are a country, so it's different. This is your dynasty, so for instance, I needed to be more popular. I needed to get up my renown, so I paid for a very luxurious feast, and at the feast, different people come up to you and have. Propositions
Wait,
and stuff.
how do they come up to you? Is there like
You have a
actual?
court.
But I mean, like, is it just written down so I have to read it? This person came up to you.
fast forward here. I'll show you because this is like the tutorial that we're on.
Okay, I'll go.
I remember during the tutorial, this guy, well, not tutorial, but it was just after the tutorial, and I was kind of like on my own for a bit, just messing around. There was some guy in my community or my council that didn't like me.
Yeah.
So I got him a hot wife, and he
Ooh,
went
and then he liked you. He went up.
up. Yeah, he went up.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, all right, yeah.
Yeah. So your council matters. Like then what positions? It's people in your court. What if you make them one of your counselors? What positions they have based on their skills? Let you determine what you do. So this is the battling. This is the fighting right now that's happening. So here's major decisions right there. Oh, you missed it. But, anyways, it's like a pop-up window. Think of Oregon Trail. It has that very much Oregon Trail.
This is Oregon Trail. That's what
it pops
this game
up
is.
and it says this just happened. What do you do? And you have like four options.
Your
option
king
has
just died of dysentery.
Each option has a consequence. And all these decisions add up to go to the end. But yeah, it's great. Again, it's not for everybody. But if you are very much into strategy and you want something that will last you for forever, that is what I like about this game. In fact, right here, this is this person just got victory, and you can see the king that he's fighting is now in prison, and he gets to decide what to do with that king. You can execute them, you can ransom them, you can do whatever you want, stuff like that. So, anyways,
and each decision has consequences.
each decision, and in fact, right there's your Oregon Trail moment. So you get to say yes, no, I don't want to do this. So. And there's another one right there. A blooming friendship.
David is, for those listening, is looking at the pop-ups of the gameplay we're looking at.
Yeah.
And, it's just
Anyways,
choices.
if you want what I like is these games where like I can play them over time, long, months and weeks and months, and just make a little bit of progress, and that's a lot of fun for me.
Yeah.
So if you like that kind of game, this is for you. There is multiplayer in this game, and that's what I would like to get into, but Jordan the Man has yet to play me in multiplayer.
How does the multiplayer work? Is it like Civilization?
I actually have never played multiplayer.
Yeah, we
I
have
don't
to
know, but
like
I would like to.
we want to test it out.
Yeah, we want to test it. So if anybody has, let me know. I never have played multiplayer. Only one. There are now in the PC version there are mods. So
Yeah,
there's
don't
like
they have a Game of Thrones
a Game
mod?
of Thrones mod, which I would love to play.
Which this game is literally Game of Thrones.
Can I tell you what's preventing me from playing this game?
The learning curve is huge.
Yeah, the tutorial being 45 minutes long, whatever
Yeah.
you said. I've actually downloaded this, installed it, and opened it up to play it. And then I started going into the tutorial, and I just felt like I got better things to do.
You
with
could
my
watch a
time.
video that goes through the tutorial. It'd be just as good.
Okay.
But the thing about the tutorial is it's not like a tutorial that like it's just a standalone tutorial. When the tutorial ends, you're playing that same character and you just go.
Okay.
So
Yeah, it's its own saved campaign.
It does a pretty good job of it. But
Like Civilization, that's tutorials.
Yeah.
Almost. Okay.
Yeah. But I totally get what
It's
you're,
just-
what
yeah,
you're saying.
it's
Yeah, you
just
do have to set aside time for it.
Too much for me when I can just pop up something else, play Apex, play Overwatch, play something,
Yeah.
and just
No,
immediately
there's a lot,
start playing.
There's a lot. There's tons of menus. Like, it will take hundreds of hours to master this game. And even then, you're not going to master it. And that's what a lot of people love about this game. Thousands and thousands, years and years, you could be doing a campaign.
Thousands and thousands of years.
Thousands of hours, years and years. Yeah.
Oh, cool. So how long does a campaign usually last? Have you ever like gotten further than? How far have you gotten in this game?
So I have gotten probably 4 generations in
4 generations, and then
on the PC.
And how long is that in game time? Or like how
So 4 generations. It depends because you can speed up time and
stuff
slow it down.
Okay.
But I would say 4 generations was like 15 hours
Okay.
for me to 20 hours.
Okay, and can you basically go military if you wanted? Obviously, making the right decisions, but then just completely dominate everybody with.
You can, yep. However, you can be countered by anything.
Espionage?
Anything counters anything. Like, that's what's so crazy.
Anything counters anything.
Yeah.
As long as you're strong enough.
As long
at
as
whatever
you're
you're
strong
doing.
enough at whatever you're doing, they can come in and just crash. So, for instance, you could have the world's greatest military, and you've got this dude that's got a world-class spy that just murders you in your sleep.
Chat saying,
Or convert your religion.
Chat saying, Soulfinder says you can have 256 players in the multiplayer.
Yeah, you can. I did know that.
So
Yeah, 'cause
and they're
everybody-
calling for a community play. Should we all play
yeah.
this?
The problem is you gotta all be online at the same time. Like if we'd have to commit, baby.
That would
Paradox suggests 12 players.
That's funny.
I wonder if
Be,
there's
yeah, because
like
you can be all over the map essentially.
you could be any little tiny territory even. So it's really cool.
If we could do this while remaining anonymous, that would be really fun.
That would be fun.
Not
No one
knowing,
knows
no one knows
who is
who
who.
anyone is. And then,
Well, on
that would
Xbox
be
you
fun.
couldn't because you would be tied to your gamer tag, right?
Yeah. Well, see, the reason I want to do that is David always attacks me whenever we play these strategy multiplayer
in this game,
games.
actually, what I would like to do is we
would keep all
we
our
would
lines
stay
strong.
allied next to each other because you have to, man.
No, I know, but in every game I've played with you, you always attack me when you get bored. Or you get done. You want to go to bed.
That's when I want to go to bed. Yeah, let's just
That's why I
let's
always.
just toss a grenade.
That's why I'm always, careful.
Yeah, but in this game, you wouldn't know I was attacking you because
Well-
I have spies and stuff.
Your son just got assassinated. I'm gonna look straight at you.
But I could turn people. I could whisper. I could have your son rebel against you. and you
Whisper
wouldn't know it
sweet
was me.
nothings into
Yeah.
my son's.
You wouldn't know it was me. Like, damn it, my stupid son. I got to execute him. Throw your whole kingdom into disarray.
That's funny. Cool. Yeah. Well, that's.
You can even go on pilgrimages.
Yes,
I learned
holy
that
pilgrimages.
to gain rep
In this
with the
game, you
church.
can go on pilgrimages?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, in fact, I couldn't conquer. I had to actually conquer his wife. Because the guy next to me went on a holy pilgrim. He got crusade, essentially, to the Middle East, then got captured. And so there's a few turns. I was like, well, I can't. What the heck? Eventually, I was able to just conquer his wife.
Nice, man.
Yeah. Yes.
Well done. That's in the record books now.
Yeah, let's talk about Lego Star Wars. Anyways, I highly recommend this game. Go check it out. Crusader Kings III, everybody. Lego Star Wars, Jordan. That
It's-
also dropped this week.
yeah.
What a week, man.
Yeah, it was. No, it's so. This is the first Lego Star Wars, or this is the first Lego game in what a few years.
Yeah.
And it was well worth the wait. I'm glad they took the time off. I'm glad they delayed the game because we were almost getting 2 Lego games a year. It was they were
Yeah,
just
that's
pumping
right.
them out, and it's. I think it taking time off to reevaluate the franchise and add the new features that they added, I think was great.
What are some of the new features?
The first thing that you'll notice is combat. Combat it's not just mash X anymore, although if you want to do that you can. They've refined the combat and they have more of a cinematic camera now. So to me, it feels better. It feels smoother. But you can throw your lightsaber, you can hit X and do a combo, like you can hit X to hit a guy and then jump into the air, do another combo. But what's cool about this is just talking about lightsabers. We'll get into the gun stuff later. But what's cool about the combos is the more combos you do, so it rewards you for using the new combat system.
Okay.
So the more combos you do, you'll build up a multiplier meter, and that meter, every time you pick up a stud, which is the currency, if it's worth 5 and you got a multiplier, then it's worth whatever the multiplier is. So it's really, they encourage you
To get good?
yeah. I don't know. I feel like I'm all over the place. No, they encourage you're encouraged to kind of use the new features of the new combat system, which is great. And now I haven't played a Lego game. I played a little bit of Lego Harry Potter before this one came out, so maybe a little bit of this stuff was in some of the previous games, but I really enjoy the new combat system. With blasters, they feel a lot better. You're not necessarily aiming down sight, but you're kind of when you're in a third-person game, aiming over the shoulder. It zooms in, so it feels like you have more accuracy, more control.
Well, that's interesting. I don't remember playing another Lego game that had that. We're watching gameplay. There is a combo meter. It looks like on the right-hand
side.
Is that just showing the buttons the last 5 buttons?
The last
press?
5 buttons you hit, so you can see what combos you're doing.
Yeah, I mean it's been a long time for me too, but I've played a lot of Lego games. I really like them. That's cool. Well, what's great about these Lego games is how they allow for serious gamers and casual gamers.
Yeah.
And they allow
simultaneously
you can play together.
Yeah. Well, the one thing that I like about the combat changes, at least for me, it doesn't get, because if I were just to hit X the whole time, I would get bored. It would feel stale. With this, I can hit X. I can throw my lightsaber at that guy. I can use my force powers on this guy. If I'm a person with a weapon, I can aim down sight. They have a basic cover mechanic for people with weapons, so you can it auto covers as if you run up to like a block or whatever, your character will auto cover, so you can take cover while taking fire, which obviously saves health. It kind of works, it kind of doesn't, kind of depends on the level, I feel like, but it's nice to have these new systems in the game. It's really, the gameplay they've done is really cool. And again, I haven't played a Lego game forever, but the way they incorporate free roam, and Mark, you were kind of explaining this to me. It's similar in the Lego Marvel Lego ones.
Yeah,
but basically you can choose. I don't want to call it necessarily an open world, but there's open areas within the world, and the galaxy is huge because it's Star Wars. It's got a ton of planets. But when you're in the open area, you can choose. Okay, the main mission's over there, or I can you're in free roam all the time, if that makes sense. The last Lego games I played, you had to actually go into the free play mode
in order to do that.
Whereas the free play mode is always essentially on, if you will. You can discover the whole planet, unlock characters, go do puzzles, or you can go over to the main mission.
Wow.
It's really good. Now, Mark, you were saying it's kind of similar in Lego.
I think it was Avengers. It's the one
Lego
where
Avengers where you're in the city.
The Marvel one where you're in Manhattan.
So
and you
this
have
this,
Nick Fury's fortress flying in the sky up above, and you can just jump down. Whatever. I think that's Marvel Avengers. That was my favorite one because of how they did the open world and the single maps. The campaign. I really like how they did that together. It's
so
really
this seems like the evolution of that, kind of the next step up. But you can tell, at least from what I've played, you can tell that they took the extra time that they had and they really put a lot of effort into the game. Yeah, they really fine-tuned it. It feels good. The combat feels good. The gameplay feels good. I've seen people complain about the new cinematic camera, how it seems to get stuck sometimes. I've not had really any issues with that. I like the new cinematic camera where you get into a boss fight and it kind of gets low and you feel like you're in the fight. Another thing, again, I don't know about the we'll say the more modern ones. Guys, the last Lego game I played, there was no voice acting. So that's how long ago it was. You know what I mean? Those were the last Lego games I played, no voice acting.
You haven't played any since
None of the new ones, really, no.
Wow.
So, because the last one I played was probably Lego Harry Potter, and I think that was the last one before they started voice acting.
The Lego that I had where it went through all the pop culture, so it went through like Wizard of Oz.
Oh yeah,
Back to the Future.
But that was mostly because I just wanted to build the toys.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
I think
fair.
I'll be honest. I probably played like an
toys.
hour of that, and then I just had fun building the toys. You know.
Yeah.
So, but no, it feels good. It feels smooth. The boss fights, again, going back to that, the Phantom Menace. You fight Darth Maul. Mm-hmm. It's an actual boss fight. It's a simple boss fight. It's not Elden Ring by any chance, but he has telegraphs that he'll put on the floor, so you have to actually dodge out of the way. You have to hit. You have to actually use the mechanic that it taught you to switch to your Lego buddy because he's focused on you and you can't hit him, so you have to switch to your Lego buddy, and that's the mechanic to get behind him and hit him. It's really, again, it's not an Elden Ring, fight, but it's fun. It has that, what would you call, variety. It's not just walk in there and hit X and collect everything, although that's what I enjoyed about Lego games, the collection aspect. But now I'm enjoying the combat, the story. I love how Lego games do the story because it's literally just cliff notes of the movies, which makes it hilarious.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun. We're watching a space segment now. They have space segments where you can find bounty hunters. Like I was flying to Coruscant to do a main mission, and all of a sudden there was a bounty hunter there.
So a lot
and
of
he was a
people are-
boss fight, just a
lot
full
of-
boss
I've seen
fight.
a lot of
so.
like reviews and Let's Plays, and people are saying like this is one of the best Star Wars games they've played.
So where I'm at, I started Phantom Menace and I'm working my way through. I've been playing by myself. I've been playing with my son.
Like, look how good that looks.
I think it is. I think the reason I like this one so much is part of it is the very first Lego game I ever played was the first Lego Star Wars game they made, which was the first Lego game as we know it like this. It wasn't the first Lego game, but the first Lego game as we know it like this. So it's cool to kind of go back, and the amount of content you have, I would say even if you were just doing main story stuff, it'd probably take you maybe 2 to 4 hours per episode. So let's just say 3 times 9. That's pretty lengthy campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it seems like they took time on details. Like right there was a transition from space to a planet, and they didn't have to show any of that, but they did, and it gives you this.
That's a loading screen.
I know, but it gives you this. But it gives you this feel.
Yeah,
It's
of,
a Destiny loading screen.
But it gives you this feel of seamlessness.
Yeah, well, no, and it like I said, it feels. It's not open world. There is loading screens, but it feels. I mean, seamlessness. I mean, it feels good. What David said. I'm so excited. I'm getting tongue tied here.
Yeah.
No, that's pretty cool. As we've been watching, I've been noticing a lot of the characteristics of a George Lucas film that they've added in, like the side swipes going from the Star Wars side swipes
Or the circle thing.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Some of the stuff we've been watching so far.
Yeah, well, and I have to say, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that's what I wanted to say.
The graphics are really good. I mean,
You
you
were
would
funny to say for a
I know
Lego
you
game.
wouldn't think like, oh, graphics don't matter. It's just a Lego
Why
game.
is Anakin dancing right there, friend? Can we rewind that real quick? Look at his intro there. That is so funny. It's like the intro to the boss fight.
This is a long game. I don't know how to go back just that far. Sorry, David.
You have to play it now.
We have it. This is an 11-hour video of footage. I can't get there.
It's okay. I think here it is. Oh, I think it's going to be right here. But
Yeah, but no, it's got that Lego humor, which is really it's clever humor. It's funny.
Is that milk from the alien animal? Is that what it is? But watch. Okay, here's Anakin. Together, you and I can rule the galaxy. Okay, he's clearly talking to Padme, and then it goes to a boss fight, and he does like a little dance. I would love to know what is happening here.
Oh, it's pretty cool, and I like a lot of the things, like I was saying, cinematically. They are taking care to make it have a Star Wars feel. I really
Here it
like
is.
that.
If you're not with me, you're against me. He jumps on, and look at this.
He's like taunting him.
That's cool.
Yeah, he's taunting him. Yeah. No, it's just you can tell they've taken their time with the game. I'm still in the first trilogy, so the prequel series, but I've been having a lot of fun with it. The game does look gorgeous. It looks really good. The collections are there. I think there's over like 400 Lego characters you can unlock. There's puzzles. Each level has objectives that you can complete. There's hidden treasures that you can get clues for to find it. Like, so if you're a Lego collection person, which is why I originally played these games, that is all still there. In addition to the new combat they've added, the third person shooting, the cover system, the new cinematic camera. If you guys can see the boss fights right now, like I said, I don't know if this was in some of the.
It was.
You had boss
fights
that
before,
the telegraphs that they do.
He threw his lightsaber Obi-Wan, and like it came back to him. That looked good. Ooh, that was cool.
I know, I'm telling you. So
Dang, you're right. It is.
yeah, no, the
gorgeous.
combat. I like the new. If you can tell, see how the camera's kind of lower instead of up. If that makes sense, it's
But
a more
boy, Will
cinematic
has a question.
camera.
I don't know if you've had a chance to play like this yet, Jordan the Man, but he wants to know how is split screen.
I have not played the split screen. What I do is me and my son will play. I'll play the main missions because it's time to get serious. We're playing the main
You lean
missions.
forward.
Yeah. And then he'll get us to each mission. So he'll explore the open areas. He'll do different
so
puzzles.
you're just handing over the
Yeah,
control.
so we'll just trade back and forth.
Ah.
I just have been too lazy to go downstairs and grab another Xbox controller. You know what I mean?
The split screen in Lego games is usually pretty good. It's like a dynamic split screen that they do, which is nice. Where if you're close together, it's full screen. When you come apart, it adjusts to a split screen. So.
But the one thing they've done is little details they've added. So I've seen other people play Lego game or play the Lego games, just different people I follow. And what's really funny is if because you can change out Lego characters, so you can have essentially a little party and you can put all these different characters in them. Each Lego character has its own abilities that will then help you with different puzzles, but they talk to each other. So it's actually, I've seen one person, he put Kylo Ren and Darth Vader in the same party, and Kylo Ren goes, "Oh my gosh, I've been waiting for this moment my entire life," because he's finally been able to meet Darth Vader. You know,
Fitzy in chat says he saw a clip where if you have young Anakin and Darth Vader in your party, he asks where he got that awesome costume from, and Vader replies, "Patience."
Yeah, because he turns it. Yeah, so it's little cool, little clever things like that. It's a Lego game through and through with added improvements, whether that be graphics, the voice acting is good. I feel like some of these voice actors are the original ones.
They sound that
Yeah,
close.
it does. There's some times where Obi-Wan sounds like Ewan McGregor, but then it's like, well, maybe it's not. You know, so I don't know for sure. I haven't looked it up.
You're
But
not gonna get a Nubian reactor
Uh,
anywhere else. I can guarantee you that.
the new combat system is great. I love that they have it broken down in episode, and you can start with any trilogy you want. You're not locked out of anything. The only thing you're locked out of is you have to start the first episode of each trilogy, and then you go in order from there. Collectibles are great. It's a good time. Gameplay is I'm more impressed with gameplay than anything else because it feels good. It doesn't feel like I'm just going through the motions of combat. I feel like I have freedom. The one criticism I have is their pause menu is terrible. Like it is.
What makes it so bad?
The fact that that
says a lot because usually pause menus are not meant to be noticed.
Well, no, like not the pause menu. Sorry, the menu. Like if I hit back button or square whatever to go in and change out a Lego character or go see what objective I need or what are the objectives for this level that I can get bonus kyber crystals or cubes, whatever. It's very unintuitive and terrible. Like it's almost I was sitting there trying to use it like the mini map. So okay. You hit the mini map.
Sure.
Mini map in your mind, you're like, oh, map, back button. And it usually takes you to the map in most games. How do you exit the map?
B.
No. In this game,
Back button again.
B zooms out to the galaxy map, and you're like, okay.
Why doesn't right trigger and left trigger?
I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, and yeah, those are small little things, and so they're easier to overlook. But those
Whoever
are the things
was in charge of the buttons messed up.
I don't know who I was talking to. It might have been Mark. It almost seemed like they tried to make it as unintuitive as they could.
They're like, we want people playing the game. We don't want them in menus.
Yeah, but it's
piss
just
them
like
off.
you're like go in here, this and that, But the menu system is really my only complaint. I love everything else about it. One of my favorite features is the upgrade system. With the kyber. I keep saying kyber crystals, but it's kyber blocks because they're Lego
You call
blocks.
them kyber crystals because that's what they lightsabers are made of.
But it's kyber blocks. You collect kyber blocks, you collect studs, and then you can upgrade your characters. Now, what's cool about the upgrades, and again, I don't know if these were in the old newer ones, I guess, but
the old new.
the voice acting new ones. But what you can do is every character is broken down into a class. So the Jedi are in the Jedi class. You have your droids, bounty hunters, protocol droids, and every class can do like special things, and that's how you unlock certain puzzles. So you can upgrade each class to do like, for example, Jedis, they have quicker combos, stuff like that. And then there's actually an overall upgrade where you can upgrade your overall character, which is all your characters, to have faster sprint speed. The studs, you can collect studs from further away. So it gives you a sense of progression. You know what I mean? It has that RPG feel to it.
Yeah.
But it's really fun. And you need some of these collectibles to unlock that. So it kind of, I don't want to say forces you because you can play the game without doing these upgrades, at least where I'm at. But it makes it exploring these open areas worth it because it's like, oh, if I get a couple more kyber blocks, I can upgrade and run faster with all my characters or do this.
This does look good.
Yeah.
This does look good.
So really
Very
well
good.
done game. My only criticism is the menu, and actually I lied. Second criticism, I really wish they had online multiplayer.
Yeah, why don't they in 2022? Why is split screen the only multiplayer?
I mean,
easier.
yeah, yeah. Especially if you got
less money to
yeah.
produce.
So, but I feel like this game would really shine if I could play multiplayer with some, just two people. Split screen is fun, and I don't think split screen should be removed because I think it's a good feature to have.
The split screen is a dying game.
Yeah.
Mechanic.
Yeah, it is, but I like that they included it. I think it's a good feature to have.
I mean,
but
split screen is one of the reasons I like Lego games so much.
Yeah.
Besides the fact, and I'm gonna be real for a second. Lego games are one of the people that make the Lego games. they respect the source material.
Oh, they do.
And that is really refreshing in today's age.
In a world
Where they don't respect the source material.
with no respect.
Well, yeah. It's of course they have their own take on it, their own humor.
Yeah, they poke fun at
Well,
it.
but they poke fun.
It's
They
fun that
honor
you would
it
all
while,
have. Yeah.
while not taking it too
Yeah,
serious.
they respect the source material, and that's why it's always enjoyable to get a Harry Potter Lego game, a Lord of the Rings Lego game,
Back
a
to the
Marvel
Future,
Lego
baby.
game. Yeah, Back to the Future was in that one you guys were talking
Yeah.
about earlier. But I mean, that's why Lego is so great at their games is they respect the source material, and that keeps your fan base fans of Star Wars are saying this is one of the best Star Wars games they've played. It's a Lego game because it's they respect what the source material was about. So
Yeah, no, it's all I have to say is it's worth the $60 to me. This is unfortunately one that you have to buy. It's not on Game Pass. But one last thing is I actually forgot what I was going to say.
All right, well, moving on.
Yeah.
and we'll end on that.
Yeah, we'll end on that. I don't
We'll
know what
end
you're gonna
on,
say. One last thing.
I forgot.
Did I jog your memory? Sorry. Let's take some super chats before we get to our next topic. Andrew Cullinane actually has his Tier 1 membership wingman status on a 16-month anniversary here. He said, no matter how many times I try, I just keep getting wiped out in Ireland. He's talking about Crusader Kings. Yeah, that's going to happen for a while. So good. And I by no means am an expert. I've just played this game in the past and really enjoy it. So good luck to you, Andrew, and happy anniversary. If you'd like to join us, wingman status style, if you'd like to support the show, head over to YouTube and hit that membership button, and you can become a wingman or Atriox or what are...
We have
I forget
lots.
what our other
They're all Halo
tiers
terms.
are. They're all Halo
There's a
terms.
Cortana. There's a Master
Cortana,
Chief. There's an
Master Chief.
Atriox. There's 5 tiers total, and
Yeah.
we really appreciate the support.
Come
for
join
sure.
us. Thank you, Andrew, and happy 16-month Tier 1 Wingman anniversary. DJ Hero drops a super chat and says, do you think Xbox will make a handheld device or just continue to rely on others for xCloud mobile devices? I'll start with this. No. I don't think they ever will. I don't think that they need to.
That's the thing. I agree. I don't think they need to.
Yeah, I think...
People are making up for them.
Yeah, Valve.
Steam. Yeah,
Steam Deck. This week, there's 11 additional games that were just added to be verified and approved on Steam Deck. You can actually go to Steam, and there is a Xbox Steam Deck approved webpage, and you can see all the games that are approved there. And we're not talking like pitiful games.
Peggle.
We're talking.
Hey, I like Peggle.
We're talking Forza Horizon 5 is there and available and
Halo?
verified and approved. Yes, some of the crappy Halos are there though, unfortunately.
Crappy
like
Halos?
Spartan Assault.
Yeah, ones. Yeah,
okay.
those are
Stuff like that.
I actually forgot
But
that exists.
I think that, and we know that Gabe Newell, CEO of Valve, has come out and said that he would like to work with Microsoft on bringing Game Pass to Steam. I think Game Pass, it's inevitable to come to Steam. I think it's inevitable to come to the Steam Deck, and I think that's your mobile device.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't think they need a mobile device. Honestly, I think Nintendo kind of sealed up that market. I mean, maybe someone will do it, but with the option of xCloud, I think that's the way they're going. You know,
Everyone who has tried
in addition to Game Pass, all that.
everybody who has tried to jump in the mobile gaming market has failed, and they've even done hardware wise, and they've even done it with fantastic devices.
Yeah.
Game Gear was amazing.
Yeah, I remember that was pretty cool in an era where there was no color screens.
It was color, and it was fast, and it was good.
Why does
one.
Nintendo just dominate that market? Is it because of the games
Attitude.
they have?
Attitude.
Because they
I
dominate it.
They don't care about being cutting edge, and you can't care about being cutting edge
'Cause
to be in the handheld market.
When was the Game Gear? Was it
Game Gear was
late
just
90s or
just
early
after
90s?
Game Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Same time
so
as Game
it
Boy.
Around
competed.
Game Boy, and Game Boy Advance.
So it
I
competed
think,
with
right?
Game Boy, and then the Game Gear had color, right?
Yes.
Because it wasn't
But
until
battery life was like 30 minutes.
Well, and I know it was a
Well,
steering
you-
wheel. It was a
you
steering
buy
wheel.
I buy the chargeable
Yeah.
handles that you can put on.
And then because Game Boy came out and it was no color, and then Game Boy came out with an updated Game Boy Color.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just why does Game Boy just dominate so much?
I think because they
Games
don't care.
probably, but
You mean Nintendo?
no, so yeah, Nintendo.
Because
Game
even
Boy
PSP
still dominates. I love,
Yeah.
I love that thing.
Even the PSP was a superior product. Failed.
Well, hardware wise,
Yeah,
right?
hardware.
But
That's what I'm saying.
yeah, so Nintendo just
Attitude.
They own that market. They really do. So other than cell phones,
The
but,
less you care, the more power you have in a relationship, David.
They have hand.
so well, then look at the Switch. The Switch, I think, it's the handheld
But
console.
look at what it is. If I think Microsoft and Sony, we get sucked into looking at numbers
Power.
on paper.
Yeah.
Like,
Ultimate
oh,
power.
it doesn't do 4K. Oh, it can't handle this and that. Who cares?
No, I
Nintendo's
still
like,
care.
who
I don't care
cares?
what you say. I still care.
And,
Yeah.
But yet you have a Switch. And
Because
you play
I
all
love
your
my
games
Switch.
on your Switch,
Well,
right? Like,
and look at
that's what.
But here's the thing. Look at it. You're right. Nintendo doesn't care because the biggest criticism of the OLED and one of the requests is people wanted higher resolution. Nintendo said, "No, you don't. You want an OLED."
It took them, what, 3.5 years to
Refresh.
update Bluetooth?
Yeah,
To
it was
enable
always
it was
there.
always in the device, but they never released it
That was
until
so
December
funny.
of last year.
Anyone else would have
Hey,
would
hey.
have been drugged through the mud on that one, but
They're,
Nintendo, everyone's just happy. Like,
they-
oh, okay, yay!
I mean, even in their patch notes, we patched it.
We've enabled
Well,
Bluetooth.
that's
Bluetooth
so funny.
is now enabled.
Hey, they're asking for 4K. What do we do? I just enabled Bluetooth.
Just
Just give 'em Bluetooth.
Well, you know what's funny is I think it's one of those things where they waited so long to where I'm not even mad anymore. It's just like, oh, thank goodness. All right, we can
Thank
put
God, I
these
don't need
in.
a
That's
dongle.
great. Oh man. Sorry, I crackled.
I know. I'm just going to try to fix you. Something's going on, yeah, but that's okay.
That's a great headway. Thank you very much for that super chat. Appreciate it. Thank you everybody for your super chats. DJ Hero, appreciate it. But that's a great segue into a poll that came out this week by YouGov, where they asked players if Activision games came to Game Pass, would you purchase Game Pass? Game Pass subscription. And they broke it down between Xbox gamers, PlayStation gamers, Nintendo gamers, PC gamers, and smartphone gamers. And they broke it down between the US and the UK. What's fascinating is... Oh, first of all, what's fascinating is the games that were picked. Let's talk about those first. So the number one game was Call of Duty.
Sure.
Obviously.
Yeah,
makes
everybody
sense.
What do you
plays
think out of the Activision? I'll hide this from Jordan. Activision Blizzard. Give me. What do you think is number two
Well, it
in the
can't-
U.S.? We'll talk U.S. because
it
it is
can't
different
be-
between U.S. and U.K.
It can't be Heroes of the Storm or StarCraft because those are free.
I will say those are both on there though, on the chart. They made the chart, both of those.
Okay, well, they're free right now.
But
so.
onto Game Pass, like
That's
it's
so funny. I will pay to get this free game. No, but,
okay.
so number two outside of Call of Duty.
Well, World of Warcraft probably.
No, I
So
don't
in
think.
the UK,
I don't think
it is
so.
World of Warcraft.
Is it number two?
It's
in
not
World of
in the
Warcraft.
US, though.
World of Warcraft is number two.
Number
That
two
surprised me.
Games that players
would
like
want.
to see on
I
Game
would
Pass.
imagine it be in the top 5, but I feel like World of Warcraft has been losing a lot of steam lately with the last couple expansions and
Yeah.
just how So anyway, I wouldn't think it'd be 2, but that's impressive.
In the
there are
U.S., Warcraft is 3.
So
there are-
let me get what's 2 in the US.
Overwatch is probably on there.
Overwatch. Yeah, I would say Overwatch is number
Is
2.
it not?
No,
It's not even
Overwatch-
on.
Overwatch
it's
is like
the-
5 in both U.S. and.
Oh,
the
but it's
UK.
on the list.
It's on the list. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they only make
Hearthstone.
like 6 games.
No, number 2 is Diablo.
Oh, why do we
Diablo
always
on
forget
Game
about
Pass.
Diablo?
Well,
Whoops. Yeah, Diablo.
Okay, so that's the game. So Call of Duty is the big one. But what's interesting is listen to this statistic. So even among Xbox gamers, 43% of Xbox gamers say yes, I will subscribe to Game Pass if Activision games were on Game Pass. That's exactly
Now,
why you buy Game Pass. But listen to these numbers.
Can I just ask a question?
Yes.
What's the demographic of the poll? Like, are these already Game Pass people, or is it just random people?
It's
or-
random people online
That have-
between the
Yeah, okay.
dates.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
that
Gotcha.
own an Xbox, that own a PlayStation, that are on.
Okay,
PC.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Okay.
Among PlayStation gamers, so Xbox gamers 43%. Among PlayStation gamers, 46%.
So let's just
Say
say
they
half.
would subscribe to Game Pass. Nintendo gamers, 46%. PC gamers, 42%. And smartphone gamers, 27%.
These are all those that would subscribe to Game Pass.
if
If the-
Activision games were on Game Pass.
Okay.
That is huge. Think about this. Has any Xbox system been able to pull 46% Sony gamers or PlayStation gamers over, or Nintendo gamers for that matter, to the Xbox in all of its history?
No,
I would be willing to say no.
I mean, I would say the 360.
No, I would
Got
say
into
the
the ring, you know.
OG Xbox to play Halo in your friend's basement on some TVs on LAN parties.
Which
I would
led it-
say the
yeah.
original Halo, the original
46%?
Xbox.
I don't know. You got to think of the market share of PlayStation and the original Xbox. While it was successful, it was
So,
like minuscule compared
In
to
my
market
little
share.
world where I was in, That's why I got an Xbox was
Sure,
because
and
of
that's
Halo.
why everybody did. Yeah.
For the LAN parties of that. So I would say, I mean, that's why I enjoy my Xbox and that's what Xbox has retained me since that day.
Sure.
Even though I have still gotten PlayStation.
I think this shows the 46% Nintendo, PlayStation, 42% PC gamers. It shows why do you spend billions of dollars on getting Call of Duty?
Well,
Even if you're not going to make it exclusive, why would they do this? This is why, right here. If it's included in Game Pass,
let's be honest, it's gonna be exclusive. I mean, we could keep
eventually
saying it's
it will
not
be.
going to, but it's
But
going
even
to,
if it's
don't
not,
worry.
if it's just included in Game Pass, look at what players are saying.
Yeah.
That is
that's
so
that's a
powerful.
big
And
chunk.
let's say those numbers aren't real. Let's say that it's only 10%. Still 10% would be ginormous.
Well, actually, the one that surprises me the most is the PC.
Yeah, PC 42%.
Yeah, because that's pretty good. Because usually the PC is very. Let's be honest, the PC is very like I use Steam or nothing else. You know,
Yeah.
the PC is very
High
loyal.
and mighty.
Yeah, loyal. I guess I don't know the word for it, but PC players generally get, like, for example, PC players don't have to pay for Xbox Live or PlayStation Service or Nintendo Online. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
yeah.
they're the I would say out of the three categories, they'd be the least likely to subscribe to a game service. But those, I mean, according to those, I mean that's the one that surprises me the most.
Yeah.
That was 42% for
On
PC?
the PC, yeah.
42%. Now, granted, that's U.S. Now, what's interesting when you go to the UK, and I think the U.S. it shows just a different in culture, probably, and consumer culture, gaming culture. In the UK, more Xbox gamers would subscribe, but less of the other. So in the UK, only 30% PlayStation gamers, 26% Nintendo gamers, 26% PC gamers, and 20% for smartphone.
That's interesting.
But
But I
it's-
wonder
that's
why the
still
variation
very high.
between country. Yeah.
What about, did they do that in the Japan market?
No, that just
That would've been
was-
really
yeah, that
interesting
would
to
be-
see what
that would be really interesting.
that
'cause
market
they're
would do.
probably
When you got to think, I mean, 20% may be a low number, but you're talking 20% of over 25 million consoles sold, right? I mean, 20% of 25 million.
25%.
Yeah.
Well, it's larger than that. What if the entire gaming market in all reality?
yeah, yeah.
So, but that's why, and I think that's illustrative. I think that's and regardless, you can look at the methodology. Just go to YouGov. Regardless whether or not you agree with the methodology, whether you think that's correct, whether you think it's flawed, that's still indicative of a momentum shift, and of it shows you why you spend that money to get Activision Blizzard.
Yeah.
Were these already Activision users? Activision Blizzard, like...
I'll tell you. Let me read the methodology.
Because you know, if 46% of people that are already playing Call of Duty and all those games, like
So
Blizzard
it
games...
says data is so they weighted the data by age, gender, education level, political affiliation, ethnicity, and their national representative of adults in the U.S. Margin of error is 2.8% overall for the sample. So it doesn't say
What?
anything about who.
Why do they do it by political affiliation?
Well,
I don't know. They can probably they could probably tell. I would be
that
curious.
was
Like,
just fun. That's funny.
which way do you vote based on what game you play?
that's actually... I wonder how...
I think there's more to this chart. You know, that was.
I would like to see a deep dive on that.
I play
Anyway.
Halo and I vote this way. You know, like that's,
that would be interesting if there was some sort of relation.
Yeah,
uh,
that's funny.
no, that is a very interesting pool. Well, we've seen obviously Game Pass works. We've seen it with Microsoft numbers. We've seen it with this pool, and we've seen it with Sony with their subscription service that they're coming out now. Even Sony, I mean, it's not a direct comparison to Game Pass, and I don't think they're necessarily trying to knock Game Pass off the pedestal, but I think they even see like, hey, we need to offer something because this is working.
Yeah,
You know.
I agree. I mean, look at even what we talked about today. Weird West, Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
Crusader Kings, Game Pass.
Well, funny enough, I saw an article over on, I think it was Pure Xbox throughout the week. I saw an article saying, I didn't read the article, but the headline, now take this for what it is the headline, but it talks about Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, the what they were paid to get on Game Pass.
Well, was it what they were paid or how many eyes got on Guardians of the Galaxy
Oh, I
because
didn't
of Game
see-
Pass?
I didn't see that.
It was basically Guardians of the Galaxy got recognition because of Game Pass.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
of
stuff
course.
like that. Yeah.
Of
So and it's
course.
just so I think it's appetizing for the developers.
Well, even with Legos, I'm like, do I buy a Star Wars Lego game or do I just wait for it to come to Game Pass?
yeah. Yeah.
Or if you're Jordan, you buy it and then get
Then
it.
it comes.
on
Well,
it
he
goes, I
did
guess.
buy it, so it's just a matter of time
And
now.
I bought the deluxe edition.
Why did you buy the deluxe edition? I'm curious because I was looking at when I bought it. I just bought the standard edition.
It came with characters.
Yeah.
And it comes with like the season 1 pass.
Okay, I don't like that.
You can still unlock the characters.
Well, then that's I like it. Again.
I think you can unlock the characters
Like
like
the fast forward button.
yeah. I think
You
you
got
can
a fast forward button.
I think you can unlock the character. I assume you can unlock those characters
You know
via
what
like
el-
their
you know
their
what el-
DLC missions.
because that's
I just had this thought.
if my concern is I liked 100% these Lego games. If I can't get a character because I didn't pay for it for the initial version I downloaded, that would upset me. If,
yeah,
if not, then
to
I'm
be honest,
okay.
I don't know how it works. This is just me assuming, and you all know what happens when you assume. But I assume that like I got the Mandalorian because
Jordan bought easy mode.
no. I got the Mandalorian character because he was a part of the Mandalorian season 1 pack. Now I think they're coming out with a Mandalorian DLC. So I assume when that DLC comes out, you can then unlock that character through his DLC or something like that. So I don't know exactly how it works.
I'll have
but
to. I mean, I have this game. I bought it.
Okay.
I do know if you
find
pre-order,
out.
you get the original Obi-Wan Kenobi Lego when they were still yellow.
Ooh.
I tried to get the pre-order edition 30 minutes after it released, and it wasn't
It
possible.
didn't work.
You couldn't even.
Darn times! You should have changed your region to back.
I
You know,
should've.
like to Hawaii.
Funny enough, you couldn't even download the normal version because it didn't exist yet. So when I was like, oh yeah, Lego came out today, and I went to go download it and buy it and download it, but I couldn't buy it because the pre-orders weren't available anymore, and they hadn't updated the normal editions yet.
That's
So
funny.
I was like, okay, I guess I'm not playing this tonight.
Yeah, yes. I don't know. Someone let me know. I don't know if those characters are only purchasable via the DLC or whatever, but I would assume you can get them somehow. But anyway, I don't know though.
Cooper says he got a steel case with his pre-order.
Ooh.
Nice.
Hey, you know
Steel
you can
cases.
just buy steel cases at Best Buy for $9.
Yeah, they sell them. They
Yeah,
sell
it's
them
just
separately.
like
That's
it's
a
just
risk, man.
Well, no, it's literally just the case.
Yeah, that's
And you're like,
we
we're
almost
like-
bought you some. You know, how
Yeah.
we got your controller for
we
your
almost bought
birthday.
you one of those.
We almost
That's
got you
hilarious.
one of those.
That is hilarious.
That and the Segway.
Hey, how about this as an idea? Because the complaint by those who hate Elden Ring, which I think is an invalid complaint. That's right, an invalid complaint that there's no easy mode, that there's only one hard mode. It's too difficult. What if for an additional $69.99 you could unlock easy mode? That would be hilarious.
That would not be hilarious.
From
That would
Software
be
should do that.
extremely unethical, in my opinion.
But it comes out 3 months after the fact.
Actually, that's kind of a loose interpretation of pay to win.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
I'm okay with that.
And at a
If
$60
you wanna
price
pay
point.
that much to beat the game, go right ahead. Because
Well,
you want
'cause-
easy mode. But then what if easy mode was just like slightly easier?
No, that's funny. Well, because like Forza Horizon 5, I paid the $2 for the map
Yeah.
to get. That's easy mode on map collecting. You know.
Yeah, I don't see how you would. You know how.
And
hard
I
it
was
would
okay
be?
with that. It saved me a lot of time.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I think it's one of those
Or they
things
call it
that's just
story mode. It just lets you go through the story.
You can unlock story mode for 15, but I don't know if I like that, David. I'll be honest. I still
Well, the thing
it
about
gives
Elden
me
Ring,
it gives me like anxiety thinking
That
about
way, it's a way to troll those who, with that complaint.
No, wait. Well, the problem with this in this game, specifically Elden Ring, is the difficulty is part of the story. It's
Yeah, no,
not.
it is.
well, it's a part of everything. It's part of the gameplay
It's a part of
design.
life.
It's- yeah.
Okay.
It's
This
it's
game
not your
isn't-
normal, easy, hard, legendary
this game
game.
is a commentary on life.
Yeah, it's
Well, to be
integrated into mechanics.
to be
of the
honest, I'm getting on a side tangent. I know we talked about this a long time ago, and we had a really good Discord conversation about it. But thinking about it, like with Elden Ring, like the game is getting good scores, right? It's being
Oh, well,
masterpiece,
Can I
right?
give you an anecdotal example of how popular and good this game is? It shows you if you just make good games,
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
how well you can do. So I'm a community manager that runs a fairly large Discord server, and I can look at the top apps of
you're a big deal.
every month. Elden Ring is number 2 over League of Legends. Over everything on the list is usually multiplayer. In fact, it's all multiplayer. Elden Ring was up there this month, and I was like, "Whoa, that shows you how big of a game, how successful it was."
What I think it has no, but I was thinking about like the reason it has high scores is because of how the game is right now, and I think actually in certain cases having lower difficulties can hurt. Having an easy game in particular can almost hurt. I don't know, hurt the idea of the game, the design of the game, because if you think about it, like Elden Ring is fun because you have to, for me, because you have to learn the iframes. You have to it's block, dodge, roll, repeat. You know what I mean? That's the gameplay loop. That's the gameplay mechanic. You throw some spells in there if you're a sorcerer. If you put that on an easy mode, there's no point for block and dodge. So that would affect your opinion on how the game plays. You know what I mean? So I just, not that that's my argument of why I don't think there should be a quote unquote easy mode in those games. I was just thinking, I think the reason people like them so much is because of how they're currently designed.
No, it's
you
very
know what
well.
I mean? Yeah. So
It's in a world where every video game has a hand-holding mode.
Mm-hmm.
This game, I mean, the From Software Studios makes games that does not,
Yeah.
and so it has become rare to have a feeling of accomplishment.
Yeah, and I would almost argue that this is one of the easier games of.
I would argue it's the easiest Souls-style game
Yeah.
that's ever been made, specifically because you can be overpowered in any decision you decide to
Yeah.
do. If you want to go range, if you want to be close, if
You
you
can
want
also
to
skip bosses
Yeah.
like you were talking
dexterity.
about.
you honestly, if you want to beat this game, you really only have to beat 3 bosses. You can skip all 20 others if you wanted to, but every single style of playthrough that you want to do, whether it's a dexterity, a strength,
Yeah.
a magic build, a bleed build, whatever it is, there are overpowered versions of those in anything you choose. Easily overpowered, where you can just look at a boss and they explode.
Yeah, I would even say going to that, but just the choice of what you can do. You don't have to specifically go one route. You can do the open world how you want to do it. You have summons, the way you can upgrade your summons. You even have multiplayer that can help you out as well. I do think it's one of the I mean, don't worry, get me wrong, it still has its challenges and its difficulty as you want it, but I think it's one of the easier of the Souls games. I actually think Sekiro is probably the hardest.
Sekiro.
And the reason I would say it's the hardest is because there's no summons and no multiplayer.
The
But-
summons saved my life.
Yeah.
Wolves, baby.
Some one you can get some crazy ones too. It's really fun.
Let's take
but,
2 questions before getting out of here for the week. First question. Let's take Cooper's question. Cooper writes in and says, with Remedy confirming Max Payne 1 and 2 remakes in the works, what other OG Xbox games would you like to see get remakes?
Well, there's one I'd always like to see, and I know it's probably never going to happen because these games aren't necessarily popular unless you're Mario Party. But
Yeah,
Fusion Frenzy.
I
I would love to see.
as well.
I mean, a remake would be great.
Also
I
Gotham
don't.
Racing.
Yeah, a remake would be great, but I would even like to see Fusion Frenzy 3 because I think there's 2 of them. Actually, you know what? I'm going to change my mind. I would love to see the Fusion Frenzy remake because I actually really enjoyed those games on the original Xbox. I'm going to say Midnight Club 2. I really liked Midnight Club 2. It was a lot of fun.
That was fun.
You went to Los Angeles, Paris. I forget the other. Was it Japan after that? It was Los Angeles, Paris, and one other.
Those were fun.
But
games.
that was just that was a fun game. I'd love to see a remake of that.
I don't know that it can compete with Forza though.
Yeah, I don't know. You're kind of you're a street racer, different. It's not open. I don't know, but that would be fun. Anyway, no, yeah,
Super
those would be
Shocker
my
in
2.
chat says Cypher Filter. Penguin says Simpsons Hit and Run.
Run.
That's a good one. Soulfinder says Kung Fu Chaos as OG Xbox games we'd like to see remade.
Ninja Gaiden.
Because there was news Max Payne 1 and 2 dropping or being remade. Ninja Gaiden, that's right. That's Spicy's.
Ninja Gaiden and Ninja Gaiden Black.
Remember the thing? The thing was good. That's the snow one, correct? Where you're in the snow in the cave. There was a movie around it. Super Shocker, I do remember
The
that.
Warriors
GoldenEye.
by Rockstar.
Oh,
One of the
yes.
greatest games I've ever played in my life. I love that
Buffy
game.
the Vampire Slayer, says Cooper. I didn't know that was a game.
Hey man, in the '90s, everything was a game. Lion King was a game.
Jade Empire, Fitzy. That's a fantastic one. That was a big game too.
90s, everything was.
No,
a
it really
game.
was. Think about it.
Full House had a game. Home Alone had
Yeah,
a game.
Home Alone had a
That's
game.
true.
Yeah.
That's a good game, actually. That was a good game on a timer. Good stuff. Cooper, thank you very much for writing in with that question. Last question. Let's do Tanks Beat Everything. He said, "Did you all see the Halo shoe? Halo has a shoe now.
Are
a
you
show,
serious?
a cookbook,
Shoe.
Pringles,
Yeah.
and Fortnite skin. What bizarre Halo crossover do the bros think will happen next?" He says, "I would buy a Master Chief shovel or Cortana steak knife set." Hey, let's pull up
Cortana
the-
steak knife. Pull up the
Let's
shoe.
pull up the shoe. Let's see what the
I think you've made it big when you have a cereal.
That's what I was gonna say. A
Like
cereal.
Lucky Charms, but
Well,
with
think about it.
Lucky Charms with
Think about- let's
Master
take,
Chief, Master Chief.
No,
Halos.
but no, it would be his. It would
Marshmallows.
be Halos.
Oh, bro, that
Halos
shoe's actually
or
pretty-
something like that.
Pretty freaking cool.
What are they, like etnies or something?
Let me find.
With the real life Halo boots.
Anyway, those aren't etnies. There was like a fan made etnies
Timberlands?
one down there. So
$225.
high quality boot. Is it steel toe?
I'm gonna pull it up so everyone can see it.
Wear that thing to work.
Those are pretty cool. I
Those
guess.
are pretty cool.
I don't know if I could pull those off.
We got a
No, yeah.
super chat from Super Shocker. He says Halo is turning into Spaceballs.
Yeah, Halo the flamethrower. The kids are gonna love it.
No, think about it though. A cereal. Think of the.
Oh my goodness.
Wow, that was.
Whoa.
Yeah. Whoa.
That took a left.
yeah.
Penguin. Whoa. Even I wouldn't say that.
Think
I
of
would like a Cortana bra. Cortana lingerie. Victoria's Secret. The Cortana
they
edition.
actually probably have those.
By the way, did you know? Did you see Victoria's Secret has a Down syndrome model now?
No, I actually don't go on to look.
I'm a connoisseur.
Good for you. I mean, maybe I.
Yeah, that blew my mind.
Well, that's
Anyways, okay. Sorry. So, what would you say? Master
no,
Chief
I would.
condoms.
Yeah, those.
MCCs.
Yeah.
We call that the MCC edition.
Yeah.
Wow. No, there should be like the Master Chief combo meal at Chick-fil-A or something.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does it come with?
Everything's large.
Everything's large. Well, we get our bomb back, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's Halo 2. We're
Bath bombs.
Bath
Hey,
bombs.
yeah.
Yeah.
And have it shaped like the spiked
Like the
bombs.
spikes. Yeah.
That would
Master
be
Chief-
sweet.
Halo bath bombs.
That's funny. No, I think like an actual cereal, not just like he's on the Frosted Flakes box, like his
He
actual
wants his
cereal.
own cereal.
Yeah. I mean, think of the Flintstones, right? When's the last time you watched Flintstones? Probably haven't seen it in a while.
Where'd you get the Flintstone vitamins?
No, you got the Cocoa
Master-
Pebbles.
Master Chief vitamins.
Yeah, it's
Master
Flintstones.
Chief Band-Aids, I'm sure, exist.
Hey, Master Chief.
My kid got his shots the other day, and they put on Barry Allen, the Flash, and I was
yeah.
like, that's a good choice, little guy.
Good choice.
He didn't choose, he's just like drooling and staring, he can't talk. to me,
Cooper
but-
says the bots will buy them all.
Yeah.
You won't be able to get anything. That's true.
That's true.
That is true.
Master Chief fridge, mini fridge.
I mean, really anything. Bicycle helmet,
Yeah, I don't need a bicycle.
but it would be the full helmet.
Okay, can I tell you? I understand the law of bicycle helmets. I never wear it. Until you give me
Master
a
Chief
bicycle helmet that
appliances.
looks cool, I'm not wearing a bicycle helmet. They all make me look like a doofus.
No. Well, just get like a skull cap, like the
It doesn't work
Roadsters.
because
Well,
you
is
can't
it-
be riding a freaking. Then you look like an idiot.
I'll be
there's
honest,
nothing
David.
That fits.
In my opinion,
I don't wear a
I'm going to be
helmet.
very
I don't
controversial.
wear a helmet
don't
when I
know if
ride a bike.
I don't even know if I should say this, but I don't think there's any way you can look good in riding some of those bikes that I've seen. I think they're kind of,
Oh, you mean like cyclists?
yeah. I think they.
Some people pull it off.
I don't know. I haven't seen it yet.
I like the ones where you lay down.
That's true.
Those
I
ones
like,
are nice.
I like beach cruisers.
They're like
But-
reading books. as
yeah,
they're like,
yeah, those ones
they're
are
pedaling.
great.
Oh man. No, yeah. Oh, maybe a Master Chief skull cap. Motorcycle. Oh, a Master Chief motorcycle helmet. That would be
I like
bad.
Blaymore says, I like the tight pants. He says, I think a caved in skull would make you look like a doofus. No, it wouldn't. You might be injured, but at least you don't look like a doofus.
It's the other way around.
And honestly, I'm not flying down the road on a bike anyways. I have had some major spills in my life on a bicycle. Jumps
Remember
and
when
stuff
we
in
were
the dirt.
into freeboarding?
Yeah.
Yeah, we never wore
we-
helmets.
That,
I think
look
about-
back at that and I'm
David, our 19 to 24 years that we had, I'm surprised we're still alive.
there was some danger there.
I got pulled over once for freeboarding.
Well, then I would go with your little brother, and we got like really good, but we were going fast. And I look back at that and think, what in the world? I would never do that now.
Yeah, I know. We lived a dangerous lifestyle, man.
It's dangerous, man.
Yeah. The 20s was a hell of a drug.
Dangerous, man. A hell of a drug. The 20s.
The 20s.
You're unstoppable.
The 20s was a
Now
hell
I
of a
can't make it
drug.
through the night without peeing.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Great question. Fun question. Tanks beats everything. Appreciate it. I think Cortana Steak knife set wins though.
For those that don't know what freeboarding is, it's basically like snowboarding on asphalt down a mountain.
I'll tell you what though, you get really good at snowboarding doing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because when I was doing that in the winter, I'd go snowboarding and it's like, well, this is just snow.
Yeah.
And it's
This
like,
has no
That's like
danger.
it's like pillows.
Yeah.
Like when you come home and your whole leg is just no longer there. It's string cheese.
you.
Well, how many pants
get
have you
so
ripped
good at
freeboarding?
snowboarding?
I still have
good.
half the scars on my legs are not from soccer. They're from freeboarding. Like I got that's some. When you go down hard on asphalt. It's crazy, man. Yeah. Halo theme park sounds great.
Everybody, thank you very much for hanging out. Thank you very much for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. It's been another week here at the XoneBros. Don't forget to head over to Spotify, rate, review, and subscribe to us. Come
me
join
switch
us
that.
live here every single Friday on YouTube. Next week, we've got a special pre-show thing coming for you. So stay tuned. Come join us. Come join us for the pre-show next week. You'll see what I'm talking about. And that's all I have to say about that.
Oh,
In that movie.
that's all I have.
Forrest Gump.
It's Forrest Gump, man. Scoop of chocolate, scoop of vanilla. Don't waste my time. Name that movie.
Scoop of chocolate. I don't know.
Yeah, Billy Crystal's in it. I can't even remember the movie. It's the one.
City Slickers.
City Slickers.
Ah,
I
good
couldn't
one,
even
everyone.
remember it.